We take our next question from Bill Wagner from Baltimore Sun Media Group. Please go ahead.
Morning, Ken. I was going to ask you about the fact that Navy is ranked 21, and obviously Notre Dame is ranked, and there's been times when Notre Dame was ranked and Navy wasn't, but in this instance, you got two ranked teams, and can you just talk about it? This is a big game nationally.
Well, they're always a good football program, and they've always been good. We've had, been fortunate enough to beat them in the past, not a ton, but the times we've beaten them, it hasn't been some of their better teams. They were down those years that we beat them. But this year, they're, the last couple of years, they've been playing really well, and obviously at the beginning of the season, they were a team people were considering for the playoffs, and so they're still a really good football team. For us to be both ranked, it's kind of that's nice, but we know how good they are. Even if they weren't ranked, like I said, we had a 9-win team, that beat them in Jackson, and they had the ball only 6 times, and we played probably as perfect as you could play, and we only beat them by a point. And that wasn't one of their better teams. And so we know who they are. It's going to be really, really hard for us to beat them. We got to play well just to have a chance. That's never going to change, and we know that. We'll just go see what happens. But for both of us to be ranked, I think that, something that's kind of cool. But it's still Notre Dame, still a great program, great tradition. But their football team, the 2019 football team's a really good team with good players, obviously a really good coaching staff with a great head coach, and we'll see what happens.
Do you feel, I don't know if this is the right word, but fortunate that you do get to play Notre Dame every single year? There's a lot of schools in the country that would like to play Notre Dame maybe once in a decade, and you get to play Notre Dame every single year. You're going to be in a national spotlight. Your kids are going to get an opportunity to challenge themselves against the very best. Do you, and I know you don't feel fortunate to have to play a really good team, but as far as your program is concerned and what it means to your program, do you feel fortunate to get to play them every year, Kenny?
No, I think that's the right word, Wags. Obviously we know how good they are. I'm not saying, that doesn't take away from the competitive nature or how hard it will be to beat them, but we feel like we're very fortunate as a program to be able to play Notre Dame. Probably if you went over the history of college football through the totality and, you're named the storied programs in college football, Notre Dame would probably be number one. And so for us to be able to play them every year, knowing, how good a program, that's their tradition, but they're still a really good program and one of the top programs, and it's like you said, it's a great venue for us to be able to play. But there's the other side of it. We had a great trip to Ireland a couple years ago, and for the people that went from our school, it was a great trip. My wife enjoyed it, and she enjoyed seeing the castles in Ireland and stuff like that. But for us, we got our butts whooped for 3 hours. So, but with that said, I think that's the right word, Wags. We feel very fortunate because there are a lot of teams that would like to play Notre Dame. Just from the standpoint they know playing a marquee school like that brings a lot to your program in recruiting, some notoriety. Right. Now, obviously, you got to, try to win some games and be competitive, but we feel very fortunate.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thank you.
Coach, thank you as always for the time this morning. We look forward to hearing from you once again next Monday.